Hello everyone, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm sitting back and I'm controlling you from my phone. That's how badass the Man Cave is. And they just went to break on NFL Network and they're bringing us back to Oxnard so we can watch the Cowboys. Let me see if I can bring up the chat. Keith, this is called not creative. It's called, what is it called? Free. It's called free. It's called free use, fair use. It's called fair use. And I tested this by doing this with the Super Bowl. I actually showed the Super Bowl on the video, on the live video while I was commentating, and it hasn't left YouTube because it falls under fair use. If you're commentating on the show and we're not just rebroadcast, I don't have that just going on my channel and that is the show. This is the show. What's going on? You guys talking, all that kind of stuff. That's the show. This is just what we're talking about during the show. I'm not on publish. You right, Dirty Mugs. Is the TV too loud or too what? Is it good?
I like the people to see my eyes. It's all about making the eyes. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was going to say you had dreamy eyes. Wow, all right, Jamie. Stop it, Jamie.
Keith, I hope that's the key. I did a whole bunch of research on it, and I looked up a lot of stuff, and for real, when people are commenting and talking about things, it's fine. So just pray for me, and I don't get anything taken down. What's up, Cindy? How are you doing? Long time no talk to. Okay, Doug asked, Shango, what position are you worried about besides running back? Stephen Jones seems to be worried about linebacker. I'm not worried about linebacker as much because of I'm gonna mute this because it's getting on my nerves. I'm not as worried about linebacker because of the obvious. And then I really love Hitchens. And I saw they had Hitchens at middle linebacker today. And I'm okay with that. I still want Sean Lee to be the quarterback of the defense. I want everything to come through this guy's head because he's, to me, one of the smartest football players we've had in a long, long, long time. So, but Hitchens I really love. And then the rookie, Rivers retired. But the rookie, they're saying that he could be better than Hitchens. The guy from Minnesota, he could be faster than Hitchens. So I'm not worried about linebacker. What I am worried about is defensive tackle. It's like, and I guess it's what happened to me when Parcells came to Dallas. It was I was out there in Oxnard with training camp, and I remember before Parcells was there, we had all those little players, Coakley, Datnwin, we had little linemen, we had everybody little, and then Bill Parcells came in and he started bringing in the beef. He started bringing in Jason Ferguson. He brought in Greg Ellis. He brought in Ware. These some big boys, Chris Canty, huge. So and I saw what he was doing. It was the physical nature of the game, and he was making the offense have to work harder against the defense, moving bigger bodies around or whatever. And that was his thing. So I was like, wow, that's a smart way to go about it when you're talking about personnel. With us right now, we already have DeMarcus Lawrence. I hope he's gained weight, but when he came into the league, he was light. Gregory is light. Hardy's perfect. Hardy's more than perfect. But then Crawford is defensive end / DT. He's always been that. And then the rest behind Crawford is not really hadn't proved themselves. And then the reason why I worry about that, I've said it over and over, is the Washington Redskins, who they just talked about, are going to be running the ball a lot more this year, and the Philadelphia Eagles for the obvious reasons. So those two teams are going to be running a lot. Let me see if they say anything.
For what they're paying, Andrew, I wish I could hit the time machine and get out there. I'll take all.
Well, they're not talking Cowboys just yet. Steven Jackson put a back. Steven Jackson, that was funny. That's funny. Everybody wants to play with the Jack. What's up, Mark Heaney? Everybody wants to play with this offensive line, man. That's funny. Did I see the Madden rating? Yes, Junebug. James Smith is Junebug, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I did see the Madden ratings, and I am still floored by the fact that Patrick Peterson is not in the top 5. Sean Smith has a 91, so that means Patrick Peterson has to be a 90 or below, which is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And the speeds in this next Madden are just ridiculous. Everybody's like super slow. Revis was like an 88, Sherman's 87. I mean, nobody's got speed, man. So they're really taking a blow to the fast players. I did. Yes, Doug. I listened to him today. Actually, Brian Broaddus and me and DC Fanatic used to do the DC Fanatic radio show, like right the year before Broaddus came onto the Cowboys, because he left doing that show with us to go to the Cowboys. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Broaddus and everybody that does stuff up there. I keep it a little more raw here than they keep it there. That's the best way to say it. Tom! Fight the man, Tom! Fight the man! Love it. Tom. I love it when perfect people go down. It just makes me feel better about myself. Crap, what was that? Blue light. Garrett says everybody today in training camp was all up on Claiborne, talking about how good he was doing. I urge caution. I should do the same thing about the regular season. You know what? When they were talking up Claiborne, telling them how he was doing, because you remember I was talking him up the first 2 shows. I was talking up Claiborne, and since they were talking him up, I'm like, maybe he's not gonna do it, because I think that he's going to be comfortable in this defense. I think that he's going to play well in this defense. It's just the physical thing. And I told you, I saw it from day one. I'm like, the dude, he doesn't want to stick his head in there. And man, you're not Deion. Deion wouldn't stick his head in there, but Deion did the other stuff. Michael Barry says, Shango, Tony Romo wins the NFL MVP if he has a season similar to last year. No, it's going to have to be actually better than last year, and we'll at least go to the NFC Championship game or Super Bowl, but at least to the NFC Championship, and his numbers are better than last year, he'll get MVP. Well, and then I gotta add one more thing. Somebody's got to break Aaron Rodgers' leg completely this time. Don't let him just have a half a leg there, because he can get you on half a leg. We know personally Aaron Rodgers can get at you on a leg and a half. So we got to take that whole other leg out, and then Tony Romo has a great shot. Aaron Rodgers is just a baller, dude. Jordan Hand, I'm a Sooners fan, and I would love to wait a couple of years and draft Samaje Pierre out of Oklahoma, 427 yards in 1 game, and he is a stud. Have I seen him? No, but I will. I'll make sure I look at these comments too when I get back, because I'll never remember how to pronounce that name. But yeah, I'm gonna look at that dude. I'm gonna be very interested in running backs in college football this year. So I hadn't been paying attention to college football that much, but this year I'm gonna be looking at a lot of them. Yeah, Dallas Hood Boss. I'm afraid if Claiborne does not make it, it is what you just said right there, because it's just too soft, and that's it. I'm telling you, it's on YouTube. I was standing right in front of Claiborne and Dez their first practice, and Dez threw his face into the ground like he was nothing. And I don't know if that really affected him somehow. I don't know. Ian, what's up, man? I'm waiting for the I'm waiting for the coverage on. You see, it's next live at Cowboys practice. That's what I'm waiting on. If you guys can keep us up with with who's tweeting what and what's being said over the Twitter sphere, here we go.
This Cowboys training camp live in Oxnard, California, just about 45 minutes to an hour up the road. That's no traffic on the 405. Of course, these guys going through their first full walkthrough today. The big question, of course, for the Cowboys, who is going to replace DeMarco Murray in the backfield? And we find out
Steven
today
Jackson.
that one of the men who is up for that job, been put on the PUP list. Darren McFadden tweaked his leg last
Steven
week.
Jackson is thirsty.
Back in about a week or so. So certainly not a serious injury for him, but the biggest question mark for the Cowboys.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, it was such a big part of what they did last year.
What team am I looking forward to playing the most this year?
Seasons.
Philadelphia.
So much about that.
Philadelphia.
The ability to run the football.
I want to beat them. I want to beat them bad.
So that is the big question. And
I want to beat them
the big question,
twice.
Who's going to carry the load and who can stay?
I expect a lot from Pat Mon. I really do. I really do. And if Pat Mon shows up, then we may be able to have the versatility to move Jones to safety, which is the position I want him at, unless he's a stud at corner.
Yeah, Joseph Randall showed a lot of love from Jerry Jones. He says there's no reason he can't carry the look. Let's send it over to Amber Theo Harris.
Yeah, he did.
Division rival, the
Jerry was all over Randall.
To training camp on Thursday, minus defensive end Jason Pierre-Paul, who was, of course, recovering from that July 4th fireworks accident. John Mara addressing whether JPP is in the G-Men's immediate plans.
No
I think
more.
we have to plan on moving ahead without at this point. I mean, until we see it.
Yeah, Tom Brady's not gonna. Matt, Tom Brady's not the type of person. I said it yesterday. Tom Brady's the type of person that builds his image, and he's gonna make you believe that image no matter what. Lewis, I'm about to jump through. Lucas, Alanis, I'm about to jump through this camera and do not ever suggest trading John Lee in my presence again. Next question. What the hell's wrong with him? You know I'm a Sean Lee fanboy. It's probably going to be another Austin issue with McFadden, like a hamstring that never gets better. It's always bothering him. And another thing that I'm worried about too, Jonathan Martinez, is that McFadden needs to be in better shape than he's ever been in his life. If he's battling injuries, then it's going to mess up his workout regimen and getting in top shape. Ellis, don't let it happen. Let it happen. Maybe McFadden to be okay. I know everybody was saying that. Oh, with that line in Oakland, the line didn't hurt him. That was his main problem, getting hurt too much. What's up, Kevon? Hey, Jonathan German, what's up? Curious, when did I watch my first Cowboy game, and who was it against? It's so. The first game that I can remember, because I was a little kid. I was watching the Super Bowl when Pittsburgh was playing Dallas, and Jackie Smith dropped that touchdown pass, and I went to bed. I cried, and I went to bed, and I remember that whole scene or whatever. Then after that, I remember when all the Tony Dorsett stuff and whatever, and Tony Dorsett became one of my favorite players. But yeah, that's the first game that I still have a picture of in my head. That was a long time ago. Your boy is old. They should put Shango on ESPN to shut all those ESPN Cowboy haters. Yeah, they are some haters on there. I try to keep it real, but some of those guys, they just say stupid stuff. I won't call out any of them individually. But I'm glad Colin Cowherd is gone. Oh, Keith says, tell us more about how much we would love Hardy. You're gonna love Hardy. I'm telling you, any kind of player that, you know, paints his face, goes out 100%. You hear how they talking about on practice how Hardy is giving it, you know, 100% every time he's out there. The dude plays like an animal. Exactly, Gabriel. Gabriel said it right. He's like Dez on defense. Exactly. He's an animal. He's unchained. And that's why he was not that high of a draft pick, because you didn't see his skills. His skill is unchained animal. That's his skills. He just flats out fights you to the quarterback. Sean Lee is not injury prone, Lucas. That was a fluke injury last year. Matt, y'all are killing me with Sean Lee, man. Y'all gonna leave here. Y'all gonna make Shay go cry. Two questions. How long until Sean Lee gets hurt? Right there, homie. See there? I lost my class just a minute, but he asked how long Sean Lee's gonna get hurt. And I'm the only one that thinks Jackson will be a good one in Dallas. Yeah, probably, because he didn't do crap in Atlanta last year. Ellis Perry said the running back position is key, man. I don't know why we hadn't taken the loss of DeMarco seriously. You know, Ellis, I you know me. I'm very serious about what we have to do to get back to where we was because of that loss of DeMarco. I think it is a enormous loss. But every time I talk about it, I get attacked. So I'm gonna keep it level. But I think we have a lot to make up in our running game because it took so long for it to gel into what it was, and now it has to gel again into something as powerful. And then last year, you have to think, we took over football games through the run. We were running on people and running on people and running on people until they were like, no, I can't take you no more. And that's what type of team we have to have this year. We can't have a team that's going to get the same amount of yards rushing or whatever, because that's not the point. The point is to get those dirty yards, get those first downs, hold on to the ball when you need to hold on to the ball, score slowly when you need to score slowly. And then once you're in the red zone, make it a almost given that we're going to run the ball in there. So those are the type of things we need in the running game rather than, you know, yards and numbers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I didn't like Cowherd either. I didn't even, Gabriel, when you say you felt he was racist and all that kind of stuff, I've never heard him say anything racial and racist all in my life. But I feel the same way. I feel like he's just racist. I don't know of his point of view on stuff or whatever. It's just weird. I never could get into Colin Cowherd. Hopefully Jason Lopez. My phone's right here. ESPN. Chris Berman needs to call me, man. I wouldn't mind Stephen Ridley either. Anybody that's tough like that. The linebacker position, I get that, Cal Minton. I get that, Kyle. But I just the way Hitchens came on last year, and then when McClain gets back, if McClain gets back, we'll be fine. Gabe said if you hated Murray fumbling, you'll hate Ridley more. Yeah, we talked about that at the first light-skinned brother. As soon as I got here, talk about D-Mac and him, you know, making a phantom move and getting hurt. So there's no telling what he's going to do when they start to actually hit. And everything. And we talked about how thirsty Steven Jackson is. I would love to see a fight between Hardy and Tyron. I would love to see a fight. Keith Tuckadoo asked a good question. Back to earlier, can we afford Hardy next year? I don't think so. I know we got a lot of cap room though, so they may can do something. They may can get out of the Brandon Carr contract soon and play with some rookies, because that's the thing that you can do if you have a defensive line that can rush the quarterback. You can get some younger defensive backs and some younger guys back there to work on it. Because look again, the Giants thing. The Giants, you can't even remember hardly any of those cornerbacks in the Super Bowl years. What's up, Alexander Rollins? If I had to choose what the hardest game this season, which one it would be? Seattle. Seattle has upgraded. They have. I wouldn't want to fight Smith either. Have you seen how big he is, Gabe? What new Cowboy edition are you most excited to watch? It's definitely, I mean, hands down, it's Hardy, but I also really want to see Gregory, and I really want to see Jack Crawford, because the Mincy situation got me a little worried, and I want to see Byron Jones and where Byron Jones can play. Shango, what did I think when Murray said he can win a Super Bowl with the Eagles? I didn't think nothing. I think that's what he's supposed to say. Said Dallas' running game was so good it made exactly, Gabe. You hit the nail on the head right there, buddy. We were so good on the run, we intimidated Seattle. We really did. Calman said we have two linebackers who are injury prone. One of them starting the season on the PUP list, and the other one is and another is retiring. Is very thin. Yeah, I think they're going to address that, Cal. But if the starters can stay healthy, again, you're right. If they can't stay healthy, we're shook. The depth at linebacker is really concerning, because that was the reason for Bruce Carter. Justin Durant was the biggest mistake in my book. I mean, we could have had Durant for cheap, and Durant was the best linebacker on the football team when 50 went down. It was Durant. McClain came out there and made more exciting plays and was throwing people around and stuff like that, bringing the attitude. But Durant was the solid player out there. We're coming up soon. Let me run. Yeah, exactly. Our run game left a lot of sad faces and body language out there on defense. Teams looked demoralized. They knew what we were going to do, and they couldn't stop it. I always put the Dez in the one-on-one situations. Exactly. And if you sold out, it was so easy for Romo. If you sold out on the run, then Dez one-on-one. You're busted. I'm going fast, so I might skip over a couple of guys, man. I'm sorry. I got way too far behind on the comments. Stephen Jones reminds me of a mob boss takes no BS. I'm telling you, I like Stephen Jones. I really am. I like that, Gabriel. I want my front seven to be a little sick in the head and my secondary to have some swagger. Is Lawrence improvement? I think so. Yeah, apparently he's bigger than Hardy now, Gabe. I think he is improving, and I told you when he made that play last year in the playoffs, when he made the bad play, then he turned around and won the game. That was it for me. I got 20 more minutes of the show left. I'm trying to catch up with y'all's comments.
Without NFL.com fantasy football, what would friends talk about?
Steven Jackson still has some football in him. I just didn't see it last year, Matt. Maybe it was Atlanta's offensive line because they were bad too. So it could have been that. Jason Lopez says the Cowboys have Romo. Everything is fine. No, we got Edmar. What's up? It's not about over yet. We have a little more time. I'm trying to wait till they're not talking about the Cowboys. There's a great 15-minute video on Randy Gregory on YouTube, a Scouts breakdown. Could you Ian? Could you send me that link on Twitter and I'll retweet it out? But because I want to really see that, because I'm a Randy Gregory lover. Redskins kind of heavy on D-line now too. But I know I don't fear them, Kevon, but they beat us last year. They beat us with a crappy quarterback too. So I mean I can laugh at the Redskins, but they're set up. They're set up to beat us. I don't think they're gonna do anything to the rest of the league, but they're set up to where they can beat us. Do I think the Cowboys can go all the way this year? Yes, I can, Jonathan Guerrero. True Silver and Blue 1992. What's good with you? Does a bear crap in the woods? No. Does a bear crap in the woods? No. Denver D-line is a monster. It is. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I got that too, Garrett. Well, I was listening to Jerry talk about Randall, and he just like blew off McFadden. Yeah, and I was like, why is Jerry blowing off McFadden like that? I mean, Jerry and they Arkansas boys, so I don't know. Maybe there's something with this McFadden stuff. Devin Street, I'm waiting to see him in the preseason. Ray. No, we don't play Denver. We have the AFC East. The starting linebackers, Lee, Hitchens, and McClain when he comes back. I think Hitchens is going to be a Sam. I hope. Jeff Jumbo, what's up? Thank you, man. Church, man, I love Kenny Gant. Kenny Gant signed that helmet behind me. He sure did. Exactly, Magnum. How many times I looked up and I've seen Brady in that same walk? Good point. Every time I look at the screen, I see Brady walking. Rolando McClain is injured too. Yeah, knee problem. All right, I think we got practice going on here.
Darren McFadden, one of the guys who was supposed to get some work in the backfield on the PUP, he tweaked his hammy. We're looking at some linebacker drills, I believe, right here. I see the twinkle in your eye. It's like you're missing it.
No, I'm not missing it at all.
50? Did y'all see 50? You see 50?
Like Kurt said, it's almost like your first day of school. You get to see all your buddies. You start talking trash. Everybody's feeling good. So it's a very high motive for each individual.
That's Mo Clay.
On the camp. So it's just fun to see these guys out here. I mean, it's a good moment. That first day of camp is a special day.
I don't know about you, neighbor. Just watching defensive guys catch balls, I don't like that. I don't like it. Even as a drill, I don't like seeing defensive guys catch the ball.
And they always got a big smile on their face.
Come on, Mo. You a ball hog.
Yeah, that's what they say. There's a reason defensive backs are defensive backs. See, it went off his hands like they were two bricks.
They got hands like feet. That's what I was always told.
They have hands like feet. Well, there you go again.
Come on,
this is not good. Tyler Pappen.
What the heck?
You guys get on the field day with this.
Yeah, it's funny when DBs catch balls because they act like they're meant to catch everything. Oh, I could have been a receiver until we see them drop it.
We like it because the quarterbacks always hit a DB in the hands once or twice every practice. So if they can drop it, that's a bonus for us.
That was Corey.
Don't drop it.
That one,
don't drop it, Mo.
Last year for Jay Cutler because not much went his way. 24 giveaways for Jay Cutler, the most in the National Football League. He now has a new head coach in John Fox. New offensive.
That's all y'all gonna give us.
Our Stacey Dale sat down with the Bears quarterback. He can catch the
on to the Bears. That's all they're gonna give us. What's up, B. Darian Jordan? Death Star, what's up, man? Yeah, Death Star, true. You're right. There's three legit concerns, and I'm hearing it from a lot of people. Well, four. And I just don't feel the linebackers is that bad of a concern, but I see people's point. Defensive tackle. There's no big beef stoppers there for us to stop the run, so it bothers me a bit. Backup quarterback. If Romo goes down, we lose. Plain and simple. And we lose every game probably. And of course the running back position. The next 2 days of training back will be offense and defense on separate fields. Cool. Garrett, tell him, Garrett, Sean Lee has more interceptions than any linebacker in the league since coming in. And that includes Kuechly. Corey White, yeah, Corey White's decent. Corey White's very decent. As much as I grew up hating Dallas, I've grown to respect them being a Steeler fan. At least you guys don't cheat. I still, the Jets fans that had the plane that says "Look up, cheaters." That was awesome. Yeah, Brandy, you can imagine what the season's gonna be like. Yeah, I remember that Cowboys should have drafted Steven over Julius. I was mad about that draft. Yeah, Panthers going to be tough. Panthers they got the big monster receivers, man. They got a big monster quarterback and big monster receivers. I'm worried about the Panthers running game, though. That's the thing. No, Bob John. Des Bryant is not better than Irvin. Yes, he is. You want Edmar? You want Byron to be a number one corner? If Byron can be a number one shutdown corner, then that's where I want him. If he's going to be a number two corner or, an average corner or just slightly above average corner, I'd rather him be a safety. Because I just feel like his skill sets could have him just killing in that position. Matt Magnum says go Broncos. Ray. Garrett, where are you? You should be back in your... Garrett's an Oklahoma State alum. Which free agent do I think the Cowboys should sign? I don't think of any right now. I got to wait to see our holes, Magic Toaster. Hopefully these young guys can step it up and we don't need anybody. What's up, Terrence Cartwright? Yeah, I forgot about the Packers on our schedule. It might be. I think the Packers are the best team in the NFC, but I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to be a tougher matchup for us because I think we can score with the Packers, but Seattle, that defense is going to be hard to penetrate without a powerful running game. You want to be honest, Doug, if the Cowboys kept Murray, I would be almost certain that we would either be playing either Green Bay or Seattle in the NFC Championship game, or we'd be going to the Super Bowl. I'd be certain of it. We'd be at least those two, because that team last year had identity. It had an identity and would come out there and it smashed you in the face. And it held on to that football. So we'll see. This team is going to be totally different. So we'll see if this team resembles that team of last year and can do the same thing through the running game. Then I have the same prediction. Bit of a left field question from Ed Mark. But do I think the Cowboys would have been better off if they drafted J.J. Watt instead of Tyron Smith? I love Tyron, but yeah, man. I mean. Wow, I mean, Tyron is young. It's going to be playing a long time. You got that longevity. He's going to be good probably when J.J. Watt starts to fall off. But maybe J.J. Watt plays like, what's his name? Justin Smith in San Francisco. He never slowed down, man. And J.J. Watt's better than him. So, I don't know. That's a good question, Ed Mark. That's a good question. I thought about that over and over. Would I rather have had J.J. Watt? But I don't know. I really don't. I know I would rather have Tyron and Hardy rather than J.J. Watt and just about anybody. Maybe. Yeah. In my opinion, when the preseason starts, second, third, everyone, it's going to be like a special year. It's going to be a special year, exactly. Can't wait for the season either, James Smith. I'm hyped. I really am. All right, Ellis. Peace out, man. What's up, Jimmy Ross? What's up, Mohan? Training camp is on. Training camp is on. I hate those minions too, Matt. Those you talk about the receivers of the Giants. I hate those guys. Can you see Corey? Yeah, Corey White. He's a decent corner. He really is. I want to see Dez and Revis. That's going to be an awesome one. Dez and Revis Part 2. It's Dez and Revis Part 2. I'm glad you reminded me of that. Let me find, where's the thing? There you go, Matthew Marino. Dez versus Revis. You remember the first Dez versus Revis? When they played, I think it was Sunday Night Football, and Dez was destroying Crow. He was destroying Crow. Then he destroyed Revis. I mean, he couldn't be. I mean, he was talking. This is young Dez. This was young Dez, and he was all up in Revis' face and everything, and causing all stuff. And then Revis started poking the bear. He started punching him, and he started getting them, more engaged in fighting him rather than playing receiver. Now this Dez is more mature than that. This Dez ain't gonna fall for those same little tricks. So I can't wait to see Dez versus Revis this time, because the skills Dez had just crapped on Revis that day. Bob John, I think Murray was good, only good because of the offensive line. He wasn't good the years before. Yes, he was, Bob John. Yes, he was. We just did not commit to the running game. But the Murray's averages was the same thing before. And I remember those years. There was so many times when we said, "Why did we stop running? Why did we stop running? Why did we stop running?" So the decision to stick with the run helped Murray a lot. But I think I've seen the same Murray for the last few years. Chancellors are like a difference maker on that football team. Mincy isn't. What's up, Calvin P? You might be right, Doug. Romo might be in a wheelchair by now if we got JJ Watt. Very true. Alexander Rollins, I've been hearing people just dragging Chaz Green. I've heard nothing but bad things from him. So if he does anything in camp, I'll be happy. Tyron Crawford contract. How much should we pay him, and for how long? I don't know. I'm not really. A lot of people are completely sold on Crawford. I'm not completely sold on Crawford as far as to pay him a grip of money. I think we need to let him play. And then we need to pay him what his market value is. Or send him a cheap contract now and see if he signs it. What's wrong with that? Doug said Chaz Green won't even play a training camp. Who do I think will win the Super Bowl besides the Cowboys? My Super Bowl predictions, not leaving out the Cowboys, because of course they're my NFC choice. Green Bay versus Pittsburgh. Green Bay versus Pittsburgh. I think those two teams are loaded. Yeah, I did. DC for life. We've been talking about Steven Jackson. I think I've caught up with y'all guys, and it's time to end the show. I think. Yep, 4:56. We're gonna end at 5 o'clock. What do I think about our linebacker with Keith Rivers' retirement? I think we can get people out here that's gonna really that's gonna be able to do what Keith Rivers did. I don't think that's a big thing. I think the biggest thing is losing. I mean, right now losing Durant and Bruce Carter, because Bruce Carter was dead. Bruce Carter played good in the playoffs. I didn't really miss Bruce when he left, But Bruce played good in the playoffs. Very good. No more Shady Brady. Brady better be happy he won that Super Bowl last year, damn star. Because that was straight luck. I mean, straight luck. What's up, Tyler? This your last four. This is my last 4 streams. Hey, I have them everywhere. Everybody, I have my streams on Facebook. I'm uploading it directly to Facebook so you guys can see. I have to edit and all that kind of. What's up, Adam? I have to edit, but I'm putting these shows on Facebook and then on YouTube. So if you miss it live, you'll be able to see it, later. See, Steelers. Ray, I really don't want to see the Steelers winning these Super Bowls. I really don't. Yeah, I remember the Dez ran the wrong route versus Reese's. Call because Dez's head wasn't in the game no more. Exactly. He wasn't mature, and he had got to where he was just his focus was beating Reeves. All right, Matt. Well, try to at least get on Facebook or something so you can keep up with us and the Cowboys. A lot of stuff is gonna be happening. If you miss training camp, this is one thing about training camp. I love to be plugged into training camp because when you are plugged into training camp, you have a huge and a nice grasp on your football team. You know just about everything. You know players' strengths and weaknesses and everything. So to me, training camp is super important. I would, Sammy. I would, but the nanny has to leave. The nanny leaves at 5, and it is 4:59, and I have to take care of my child at that point. So I'll still be looking at the Cowboys, and I'll be online on Twitter and stuff like that. But I gotta go take care of the little one. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow again. We're gonna stream. I'm gonna try to stream during practice again, and hopefully, if I can get some other feed than NFL Network, because they said we're gonna be showing Cowboys practice today, and they barely showed Cowboys practice today.